Welcome, everybody.
You're on mute.
Oh. All right. Welcome, everybody, to Las Vegas Open 2020. This is the Fifth Trooper Network. My name is Endless. We want to apologize for the late start. We just had some technical difficulties, but we are back now with the first round of the single elimination phase of this tournament. You're currently watching Nima Ashji on the left versus Luke Cook, the current world champion, on the right in the white shirt, Nima in the black shirt here. You're watching the likes of a triple Tauntaun Sabine list being run by Nima, playing against a Palpatine list being run by Luke Cook, the world champ. Playing on a Yavin base kind of style board, Temple Ruins, kind of like Planet Yavin. The objective is recover the supplies. The condition is minefield. And it looks like the deployment was Long March. So this is a Long March game where both players are deploying on the short edges of the board, kind of midway towards the middle. We'd like to invite you, if you are listening to the stream right now, if there are audio issues or video issues, please let us know. Problems with the stream are not always apparent from our side of the table, so please feel free to pipe up if there are any issues with the stream quality or with the audio quality. Battle cards for this round: standing orders from Nima, the Tauntaun player, and assault from Luke Cook, playing Palpatine. Nima's Tauntauns look like they are centrally deployed, of course trying to find as much shelter as they can from the sniper fire of Luke Cook. I believe Luke Cook is running a triple sniper configuration. Palpatine extremely deadly, of course, with his snipers. For those of you who are less familiar with Palpatine, he has an ability called Pulling the Strings, which allows him to choose a friendly unit at range 1 to 2 and perform a free attack or move with that unit. So basically, Palpatine can choose any unit in his army and essentially make it go twice, or at least have the ability to go twice. It looks like Luke Cook did roll for a mine, and it did go off, netting 2 hits. I'm not sure what walked onto it, probably one of his regular units, maybe a stormtrooper perhaps. It looks like he spent a dodge. Okay, it's a little bit unclear what they are doing here, but we'll try to follow on with you as soon as possible. It's a bit of a scramble this morning, considering that the technical difficulties we experienced caused a significant delay in our startup time.
Players, if Caleb Torrey is in the room, Caleb, your opponent is waiting for you. Your opponent is waiting for you.
Also running alongside the finals today, we have a narrative event, a light side versus dark side narrative event with multiple custom missions, some of which are provided by the Fifth Trooper. Coming in this morning, we saw a plethora of interesting miniatures, like probe droid miniatures in particular, I believe borrowed from Imperial Assault, but stationed on Legion bases. Looks like Nima here measuring range for one of his snipers. Nima, of course, running the kind of traditional Leia Tauns. I almost call it traditional because it's been around for such a long time in the meta now. Sabine, of course, with the grappling line and recon intel. Do we have a copy of Luke's Palp list? Is that around here?
I would work on that.
All right, we're gonna have someone bring out a copy of Luke's list so I can tell you all what's going on. The total list that made the top cut. This is a great question, Starscream. The current lists that are in the top 8, we have 2 Tauntauns, both triple Tauntauns with Leia. We have a Krennic tank. We have a Krennic shoreline with Bosk, being run by the 5th Trooper's very own Mike Cirillo. And I believe we have 2 Palpatines as well. So kind of the expected candidates. Separatists. Did Separatists make it? I think one set made it in. I'm not sure. I don't remember. No Separatists. Okay, no. Okay, so it's all Imperial Rebel. Okay.
We had a 3-in-1 Guard and a 3-in-1 Separatist, but neither of them made it.
Okay, so there was a 3-in-1 Republic and a 3-in-1 Separatist. They missed the cut. Unfortunately, you had to go undefeated in your heat to make the cut. But I will say the Separatists and the Republics made a go of it. And I think I'm going to be joined on the mic here by Jay Shalansky, the owner and runner of the 5th Trooper. The man who's been frantically frazzled getting all this stuff together, but Jay, you made it work, and here we are.
I did it.
We're fully armed and operational.
I did it,
in our streaming battle station.
I just want to. I know David already apologized, but I just want to apologize again for the difficulties this morning and the late start. Sometimes technology doesn't work the way we think it should, right? So
yeah, it really doesn't. Let's talk about the lists. Some people have been asking what the lists are. So we'll start off with Palpatine. Palpatine, it looks to me like a traditional Palp list, but applying some of the new tech that we have seen come out in the latest round of upgrades for the Empire. The old Palpatine style ran the same configuration, which was triple sniper, guard, double medic, and palp, and then you fill the rest with storms. Now, this list is basically the same archetype, but you've traded all your stormtroopers except for 1 naked squad with a medic for 2 shore troopers with T-21s and 2 mortars. The shore troopers are, of course, excellent because they can get the free aims from target, and their dice pool is also very strong. A regular shore squad is throwing 6 black and 2 white, which is barely weaker than your Death Trooper. They don't surge to hit natively, but they do have critical 1 from their heavy gun, and if you run aggressive tactics, which Luke is running on his Palpatine, you can get surge tokens. So with 1 surge, they have the ability to become either as defensive as a Death Trooper, or they can throw even more punch by spending their surges on offense.
So, interesting little tidbit here. I am uniquely positioned to talk about both of these because I have played and lost to both of these.
Right.
Once in a Prime and then once Friday in Las Vegas Heat.
And yeah, you are. And I remember we played Luke at that Prime.
Yeah.
And I believe you were like 1 save away.
So I had just, it was a target priority issue.
Oh, yeah.
If I had just shot this 1 unit, I would have won, but I shot at another unit, and he did a ridiculous save on snipers, and I ended up losing.
Ugh.
So actually, both of these games were very close that I had with both of these players, and I mean they're both high level talent.
Oh, extremely.
And, they're both players where like one mistake you're gonna make, and they're gonna, they'll definitely take advantage of that.
Yeah, I mean, Legion at the highest level really is a game of finding the slight leaks in your opponent's play and punishing those. If your opponent makes even a small error, that's an opening for you to counteract. Reading some of the chat here, it's quite punchy. We're getting started early.
Sorry, chat. I'm going to talk to David for a second. But
Yeah.
Can you slide down 1 chair so that we can
totally.
separate the mics?
Absolutely.
Sorry, but we're going to try to get this all set and make sure that we're giving you the best quality stream that we can. We were getting a little echoey there, and I think because both of our mics were very close
Oh yeah,
to the
they
way
were
we're
kind of
trying
close
to.
together.
And I'll spin this around for you, David.
Thank you. I appreciate that. My eyesight's not very good, and so I'm trying to see like tiny miniatures on a tiny screen.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit hard to tell. It looks like this looks like maybe a measurement for a mine here. Not entirely certain. Kind of gotten caught up in the conversation. You tell Jay what the objective of this game is. Yeah, it's recover the supplies. I'm sure he was very aware of that. When Nima selected that objective, he actually was able to force it. He came over to the stream table and apologized to Jay for his actions.
Yep. He really has become my nemesis.
You're
I'm very upset.
Your nemesis. That's amazing. That's right.
Mike giving me a disapproving look from the table.
Yeah. We've already descended. Oh, the SEP was a false report. Okay. All right, so looks like maybe a T-21 measurement for Luke or a sniper measurement. Long March is kind of interesting because you start at range 5 from each other. It's not like a lot of other deployments where you start at range 4. And so it actually has a range 6. Okay, range 6, excuse me. So you get a little bit more lead time until you make contact with the enemy. And that can be really helpful for a sniper who is trying to outrange a T-21. I gotta say, Jay, the story this weekend, for at least for me and for I think a lot of other Rebel players, is that the T-21 is really good at just killing snipers.
Yeah.
Like, all you have to do is step forward and shoot, and if you get, like, even one surge, that sniper can be made totally useless. Bosk is also okay.
Bosk
Yeah,
will do
so
that
Dash,
Well, from last game last night.
You'll hear that. I think you'll hear more about that on the podcast.
From our last game last night, you know what else is really good at killing snipers? Tauntauns.
Tauntauns are excellent at killing snipers because Tauntauns have that max firepower pistol. They have Sharpshooter 1, so they just run up to your snipers and just kill them off immediately.
Hey, Mike, who got blue? Nima took blue again for chat.
Yeah.
So,
Typical.
damn Nima and his rolls.
Well, yeah. So it's funny because both players have a small bid. The bid count. That's an interesting conversation. We have been talking a lot in the Legion Discord about the size of bids increasing, especially as Vital Assets gets closer to being released, because Vital Assets is going to make the battle deck a lot broader, and so it's going to be really a lot easier for you to tailor your objectives to the lists you want. And we thought that would cause an increase in bids overall. And this tournament has not borne that out at all. I think I was blue in all of my games with a 4-point bid.
Yeah. So if we look at both these lists, like, I'm running two heavies at 798 as well, right? So it's like...
Palp is being run here at 798.
Yeah.
Leia Tons, 798.
Yeah, it's real. It's wild.
Yeah.
For chat, so someone said supplies is fine as long as you can see them. So we're working on something for Worlds so that we'll be able to see them on the stream. We just didn't have it ready for LVO, unfortunately, but we will have something for when we go to Worlds that it'll be much better to recognize tokens.
Yeah, there's some. We have a high visibility solution being worked on right now.
Yep.
So that will be easier to see for the viewers at home when we are in Chicago in March. All right, so play continuing here. A lot of measuring being done, as you should do. You should always measure. There's really no reason not to measure if you need to find out information. That's definitely something that separates a lot of players, is that some people, they kind of just eyeball it and wing it. You don't have to do that. You can know threat ranges of units. You can know if it's possible for a unit to move up and shoot you just by measuring. And gathering that information, taking the time to actually gather information about the position using your range ruler is extremely important and really integral to competitive play. And, We talked a little bit earlier about avoiding mistakes. Well, how do you do that? You have to know what the ranges are, you have to know where things are standing, and you have to know what's possible for your opponent to move. What moves are possible for your opponent to make? That's actually, I think, step one, frankly, of improving is knowing what's possible in the position.
Yeah.
If your opponent makes a move that you don't see, that's an error in your play,
Looks like
not in theirs.
we had a mine and double save.
Very nice. Luke Cook continuing his hot streak, both
Well,
here on the Legion tables and in the
right.
casinos.
What's Luke say? Just roll.
Just roll
crits.
crits. Well, just roll saves also applies. Can you mark your rulers? I don't think they're. They are. You are able to paint them. I don't know if you're able to custom mark them. I don't know if that's in the rule book. You can't mark for ranges. Okay. Well, okay. So you cannot paint your rulers to mark for ranges. There's nothing that prevents you though from going home and memorizing where things are on the ruler.
Right.
There's also nothing that prevents you from eyeballing it yourself.
I didn't see anything on there that made it look like he.
Yeah, I don't think it's deliberately marked for range. I don't think that's the case. Yeah, I'm not seeing that myself.
Oh, look, Luke's got red marks,
Oh, okay.
but I think they're at the tips.
If they're at the tips, it's just to figure out whose ruler is whose.
I'll double check.
There is definitely an issue with component exchange at large events like this. People borrow dice, people share dice, people accidentally pick up dice that aren't their own. So I think it's a good idea to mark your components just to make sure that you know what's yours at any given time.
So they aren't at the tips, but they're not in a place that would make any sense for measurement. So
Yeah.
I think it's just to keep him so he knows which ones are his. Like there's a little bit of paint on each one just to know which.
Yeah, it's just an identifying mark. It's not a. It has no mechanical purpose. It's just to identify which one is whose. Yeah, he's 22. He is old enough to be in Vegas. No, I think you're okay. You can totally custom paint your templates, your range rulers. I just think it's part of the hobby. Like it's a component that can be painted, so paint it. You know,
Yeah.
the tournament organizers here have been very pro hobby. We actually saw some really cool hobby conversions yesterday with like a fully painted Wookiee army.
Looks like that may have been a rally.
I think that was a rally. We did see a sniper earlier, but I did not see the result on the camera because we were in side cam. Right, like there's nothing in the rules about like memorizing where things are on the template relative
Right.
to the divots in it.
Right.
Like I just use my thumb to guess. Generally speaking, like I kind of eyeball it. Like I know what 2 inches is on the ruler, and I kind of just say, okay, well if I stick that there, if like the first third of the ruler, and you can measure all this stuff in advance and memorize what the ranges are. Like for example, if someone asked me what's a snowtrooper flamer range, I could correctly answer 14 inches because it's a range 1 plus 2 speed 1 moves.
So David, let me ask you this. I was looking at it. So really, only 2 straight on meta. Well, maybe 3 if you count Nemus, but really only 3 straight on meta lists made it in. Is that right? So
Yeah.
you had the cross list from
Right.
Mike, and then there's 2 or 3 tons. Yeah.
I believe it's 2 ton lists.
Right.
No, 3 ton
3
lists.
tons,
That's
but
3
the one
tons.
is way off meta because it doesn't have. It has, instead of snipers, it has vets and the Mark II.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the sort of off meta list. Veterans were not kind of pegged to be in the top. Not that they're bad, but they are not as good as Shores.
Yeah.
And so, really, Shores and Taunts have kind of become the benchmark units.
Yeah, we'll try to keep you up to date on the other 3 games. I'll
Definitely.
we'll send someone over. We got probably like 3 or 4 people working with us
Yeah,
today, so we'll send people throughout the
we
hall.
have folks running around.
Actually, let me go. I'll see what Dash. Hey, Mike. I'll be right back.
Okay. So in terms of surprises in this meta, I gotta say I was surprised that a Gar list went 3-1. I didn't rate them very highly just because of their low activation count and the eliteness of their units being vulnerable to snipers. But Gar did advance pretty far in the tournament. 3-1, at least 3-1. Separatists were out in force. We had a double the fall yesterday on stream, where 2 double the fall lists met and played each other, and it was kind of a he who rolls big first wins. In that case, I don't think Krennic tank is that meta actually. Tanks in general are kind of weak to everything that's out there. Shores kind of just blow them up. They generate huge amounts of crits usually, and then tanks just get killed by tawns, man.
Yeah.
Like tawns run into the side arc. They can walk in front
Yeah.
of the tank, and the tank can't push them out. And if they're in melee with the tank can't even shoot them because
Right.
tanks don't have any melee weapons.
Right. So just so everybody know, actually, we were just talking about the meta. The Nima's list that's on is the only on meta list for the taunts because
Yeah.
I think Sean Morris is running a Leia Chewie taunts
Oh
list.
yeah, okay.
And then the other taunt player is, like I said, isn't even running snipers, but is running vets and Mark II. So variations on taunts, but no straight up meta taunts.
So, Cirillo is playing Fat Rick.
Okay.
His opponent is pushing extremely hard with the taunts.
Okay, so we have Cirillo with Krosk and Gabe from last night from the final game with the 3 tawns, no sniper list, and they have Vaporators, and it sounds like Gabe is pressing pretty hard right now. Sean Morris is playing. I unfortunately forgot his name, but it's Palp versus Leia Chewie triple tawns, and I think they have key positions, so that's going to be interesting. And then we'll get an update on Matt Kish's game.
So Mac is just putting it right there. Currently, there's an E-Web in a tank.
Oh wow.
So I'd like to say I told him he could do that.
Yeah.
He didn't know he could do that until I told
Yeah,
him.
you can actually load the E-Web.
Yeah, so Matt Kish is running a tank with an E-Web, and right now they're doing breakthrough, and he has the E-Web in the tank. So
Wow.
yeah.
Pray for that E-Web because all it takes is 4 defenses to kill it off. And I don't know, man. I rate the E-Web pretty low. Maybe I'm just I'm just a hater.
You are. The E-Web is so good. I think it's. Here's the problem, is I think most people, because it's situational from like an attack. Okay.
That's
but
fair.
what I say is it's 55 points. That when it dies, you're like, okay, like that's nice. So you can put it in. You could be a little bit more aggressive and put it in riskier situations.
Okay.
And the reward is higher
Okay.
than the risk, I think, with
Okay.
it. And that's. It's not a. Like I know you and Orc are very much like on the like. Making sure everything makes sense in the list and has like a mathematical purpose.
Yeah,
sometimes.
we're definitely like, he's really hardcore about
Yeah.
it. I'm a little bit less hardcore because I like to try wonky stuff.
Yeah,
Like no one was running Luke Sabine double.
Right.
Like, no one was running that today.
Well, and you guys like economical unit choices,
Yeah,
right? Where
we
I think
like that.
sometimes the E-Web seems not economical, but the risk reward
Right.
there is a lot different.
It's funny, Sean is playing against an E-Web. They're playing Disarray. His opponent put the E-Web in the one Disarray corner and left it there. It tanked an entire army's worth of shots for a turn, and is continuing to tank an entire worth of
Wow. So this E-Web is refusing to die, is what you're saying.
So against Sean and his triple
All right.
toms right now, yeah. So there's an E-Web in the Pelp list against Sean, which is doing.
The
I like
the
E-Webs
E-Web
and
is the
Pelp.
hero we need right now, Jay.
E-Webs and Pelp with a pull the strings is pretty good.
Yeah, having Surge to crit with 5 dice is pretty nice.
Okay, I'm gonna get up and I'll go look to see where the boxes are, and
Yeah.
I will let everybody
Yeah,
know.
I'll
One
keep
second.
keep everybody entertained over here.
Point to him on stream.
Yeah, you should point to them. Point them out to us. So Jay's going to go to the table and point out to us where the boxes are currently. And we see a box where? So we see one there, one in the middle, and then the other two boxes are on the far end. So it's kind of in an X formation where the two boxes on each side, on each player's side, are as close as possible to their long march deployment zone. And the central box is just still where it is. No one's picked it up just yet. Where's Sabine relative to that box? Do we know? Sorry, Jay. I'm sending you on these errands, man.
Whose network is this?
No one's at this point. I certainly don't own it.
Did you see that? So Sabine is this head in the left-hand side.
Okay.
She's right behind that.
Okay, so she's doing the thing she does,
Yep.
hiding behind line of sight blocking terrain, waiting for her chance to jump in and grab. And that's Sabine in a nutshell. And you can get 11 acts behind that, and it's really hard to stop. If we get cocktail flags on top of the boxes, that might be fitting. Who was it? Speaking of cocktails, was I talking with Alex Davey yesterday about a pool noodle Grievous? I would totally like buy a conversion. I don't think I could make it myself because I don't have the skills.
Yeah.
But we were saying, Grievous with pool noodles for instead of lightsabers would be pretty funny. Yeah. Kind of going back to what we're saying about lists and the E-Web, like, Kyle is strictly mathematical. It's not like he really like. I mean, every player weights things differently. Some people weight the mathematical efficiency heaviest, and while it's true that I think you need efficiency to win, I still am looking for that sort of balance of tactics and efficiency. Like for example, the problem I see with triple tauntaun lists is that when the tauns are dead, that's it. Like you're done. There's no. You don't have very many outs or any outs really once the tauntauns are dead.
Yeah, but like you can do exactly what Nima did to me the other night, and just
Yeah.
use them as a distraction, and even if they're dead, and then do what you were doing.
Right. There's a few like select scenarios where you're able to get into situations like that. Recover is one. Intercept is another. Tauntauns love to just run over to the opponent's interception point and just bully you off your own home objective. That's something that Taunts love to do. It is 11 versus 10. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, Luke Cook getting the triple snipers and is having his list back up to 10 here. The map is excellent for the Tauntauns. There's lots of cover that the Tauntauns will gain from those kind of circular-looking ruins, those staircase ruins. Right, it's because Palpatine has a style that is unique to himself.
Yeah.
He is not like your conventional army. Like, I think the bedrock of Legion armies is like the Krennic Shoreline style, where it is a lot of just really strong core units arrayed in a line, and you just shoot your opponent to death. Palpatine is completely the opposite. He is maneuvering for his one pip turn. He is controlling the opponent, either with pull the string snipers or with give into your anger. And he's much like shorter ranged and sort of more elite by definition, because not only do you have a 200-point Palp unit, you also have about a 100-point unit of Royals in there as well. And these medic shores are also 100. So he's just a different style.
So I know you guys have been talking about the E-Web. So Sean has been basically shooting at this E-Web all game, and he just rammed it with a full set of Tauntaun tenacity. The E-Web is still alive.
Wow.
my God.
How is that possible?
Dude, this is what I'm talking about. Risk reward. It's low risk, high reward. Like
Nice speed bump.
55 points is stopping him from doing what he wants to do right now. 55 points.
That's true. Usually when I see my opponent deploy an E-Web, I sort of like thank them from the bottom of my heart for this donation of points to my side.
Yeah, but okay. And I think it's different. But let's go. Talking about Palp, and in a coordination with an E-Web, because Pulp is so methodical.
Yeah.
And he's like pushing to position the rest of your army into these fire lanes, so then he's A, covered, and B, setting up your opponent up for the bomb or for something else.
Right,
the
right.
E-Web plays really well into that with positioning fire lanes and then using pull the strings to get like 2 shots off.
Oh yeah, the
you
double
know.
tap, the
Yeah.
Palp double tap is very useful with the E-Web because crits are penetrating cover. I just think the E-Web is only range 3. It's a cumbersome gun. You can really like mess with it, and that's really my issue with it.
Well, and I think they shook it up when
They do allow you to withdraw.
Yeah.
It's still not great for you
Right.
because now you're withdrawn and you're full blown turned around. But you do have full pivot, so
Yeah.
you can still like pivot back the other way and shoot.
Yep.
Oh wait, command cards played again. Let's take a look at the dice cam real quick to see what they were. So round 2 begins. It is assault for Nema versus an entire legion for Luke Cook.
And it looks like Luke got the roll off.
Luke did get the roll off, so that means that the Sabine list does lose priority, which is kind of really more of a win considering he has higher activations. It means he'll have 2 uncontested activations at the end of the round.
Well, and I think it, when we're like looking at some of this stuff too, clearly Alex and Luke have made it clear that they're not afraid to change things.
Oh yeah.
And even like during my game, the tank problem came up, and and Alex
so-
is like, yeah, that's
Let's talk about the tank
Yeah.
problem. So technically right now by the rules as written,
Yes.
if a tank is too close to the board edge, it can't actually get away from the board edge ever
right.
because when you turn, the back end of the oblong base goes off the board.
Yep.
So by rules as written, you're not allowed to actually make that move.
Yes.
However, we were informed by Brendan France that in discussions with Alex, there is going to be a change to the way oblong base units actually move.
Yep.
And when there is a turn, you're only going to count the front end
Right.
of the oblong base when considering the movement template.
Yep.
So that rear portion will be able to go off the board in air quotes and still be legal.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you just can't stop with any part of your mini off the board.
Right.
You can't willfully move off the board. That's not something you can do.
Yeah, and Alex and I talked about it yesterday too, because I don't want to not follow the rules, but what we had discussed was that when Neiman and I were playing, that we had agreed that
Yeah.
that was going to be okay because I didn't have anywhere else to deploy or move the tank in that mission, and so because we had a players agreement at the table. And there was a judge there when we made the agreement.
Yeah.
That Alex felt like that was okay to for what had happened.
For what had happened, yeah. So this is a short trooper mortar shooting with 2 crits there. Probably shooting a tauntaun. And the taunt does not save, so that's going to be 2 wounds. Making new rules during a tourney isn't a good precedent. I kind of agree. However, it would have been a pretty absurd gotcha, especially on the last round, like a bubble match.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, you goofed. I guess you lose.
Yeah.
It's just, and I mean, it's just kind of absurd, right?
Well, and it would have, the way the table was set up, and because what had happened was the judge had ruled that I couldn't drive over any of the other stuff, which I think
Yeah.
personally was the wrong decision, but I had nowhere to go, and
Yeah.
so Nima, and I get what you're saying, but at the same time, it would have basically just ended the game there.
Yeah. It was just. It's like, well, I guess I lotteried into the wrong board. I guess
Yes,
I lose.
right.
Like,
And-
that's really not good.
And I guess that happens sometimes, but I think because both players, myself and Nima, agreed on it, and the judge was okay with it.
Right.
I find that that's a better way to kind of rule things, and I don't think it was an absurd ruling at all.
No. What I'm saying is that you are avoiding an absurd situation.
Yes.
Not that the ruling was absurd.
Right.
But the situation of the tank not being able to move would have been much worse.
Looks like just a suppression there.
Yeah, just a suppression.
Yeah, so Jason in chat, this one would have been hard, but I feel like this one, there's lanes here and there that I could probably get through, and like I could have drove like on the side of some of this stuff. The problem I was having with the other one was that he ruled that like all the like luggage was I couldn't drive over, and it was filled with that luggage stuff. So
Right.
it's like, all right, looks like
Another mortar.
Yeah,
This
another
might be a
mortar shot.
pulled mortar.
So hit and a miss.
Yeah. So Palpatine can pull the strings on the mortars as well,
Yeah,
which is devastating because now you have a suppressive weapon that shoots
yeah.
twice.
So it looks like Nema's got just the one ton here. Looks like he lost one mini so far.
Yeah, it looks like one miniature is off the board now.
And it looks like maybe Luke lost a sniper mini.
Yeah, one down, 5 to go. That's always a struggle.
Yeah. So for Nick Gardner, yes, he's running exactly the same list from the Prime.
Yeah, so it's Palpatine with anger and aggressive tactics, 2 shore troopers with T-21s, one of them has a medic, 2 mortars, no upgrades, 1 stormtroopers with a medic, Imperial Royal Guards with electro staff, tenacity, environmental gear, and 3 sniper strike teams. 798.
Yeah, and so for everybody, Nick Gardner actually went second at our Prime and played Luke in the final, running triple RT Luke Sabine list.
RTs are pretty strong against Palp, I
Yeah.
think. Palp does fry them with his lightning, but really not much else in a Palp list has an answer for them.
Yeah, and for chat, I think the problem was if they had come to the table and asked us, we could have told them about the ruling, and then the stream would have known.
Yeah.
I just think because they didn't want to interrupt us at the time, like we didn't, we couldn't convey what the ruling was at the time at the
Yeah.
table.
Yeah. Nice, Nick. Oh, yeah. All right. Looks like a rally from
Rally,
Luke there. Yeah.
This thing not working, Charlie.
Yeah, it's a pain.
Slowing me
It's a
down.
pain in the butt.
I'll try to get it going for the next.
That's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So also to the chat, I think for Worlds we're gonna try to mic up the players, but just for us. The problem with that is like we're in a travel mode right now, so it's hard to bring all the equipment. But for Worlds, we'll definitely have, since I'm driving,
Right. Yeah.
we'll definitely have
Yeah.
we'll have the opportunity for more technology
Yeah.
and equipment.
So maybe some of y'all don't know. Jay's in Syracuse. I'm in California. So travel is a thing for these big events, and for Jay especially, this is kind of a tough one to have the full setup at because you just don't have room.
Yeah.
And it's also hugely expensive to get stuff out here.
Yep.
So I think Jay especially has done an excellent job with a slimmed down kind of streamlined setup, and it's been working I think really well. And I mean the cameras look good. We've had some technical bumps, but that's to be expected with a new
Yep.
setup. So not to pat ourselves in the back too hard, I think we've done quite well.
Yeah.
All things considered.
I'm actually, so this is our first time running this rig as it stands. I'm really happy.
Who is going to commentate at Worlds?
Everyone the whole 5th Trooper squad
Oh yeah.
will be, we've rotated our heats at Worlds so that we will be, and everyone else is welcome. Any other community members that are interested and have time and want to stop by, I know Nerfly's going to.
This looks like even as a sniper from Nema actually.
Yep. This looks like a sniper.
So he does pass a crit through, which is great.
Yeah.
Because of that piercing hit.
Yeah,
there.
it looks like it was surge crit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
it looks like maybe he
crit-
shot another sniper.
Yeah, and crits are great because the guards can't do anything about them.
But yeah, so at Worlds, I know Nerfly and Nema, like there's a bunch of people, LJ,
Yeah.
Brendan, like we'll be rotating. I know Stabcast has showed an interest. Like so anybody who wants to come.
Is the current plan to have the four seat booth like we had at the first
Yes.
Worlds?
Yes.
Okay, great.
That's the current plan.
Or the first high command, I guess. So, it's kind of been a topic on our podcast lately, on both of our podcasts, about the format changes between last year and this year, and about how Worlds is going to be like 100 plus players, and how it's definitely not the small 8-person event that we had last year. But there are some advantages to compressing it, mainly for international players. Putting all the events on one weekend, both like high command, which are the two big heats that are done in Swiss style, and the single elimination phase on a different day, just compressing it all into 4 days of just nonstop Legion is a really big benefit for international travelers, and it really makes it more of a world's experience when you have players from England, from mainland Europe, from Eastern Europe, from Australia, from South America, even to come up here, and other places here in the North American continent to come to Chicago and play in the largest and I think the most anticipated Legion event of the year. I know that LVO is competing for size in terms of size of players. LJ quoted an interesting statistic yesterday.
Okay.
He commented that even though the heats here were full, but he said there were 200 people waitlisted for the Legion events. What did he say?
Said those Fifth Trooper guys are even cooler in person.
Oh, that's so nice.
So cool.
That's so nice. But the point being is that this game is growing, and it is growing rapidly. Last year we had one 64-person event. This year we have two 64-person heats, a finals, and two side events, also fully attended. Next year they're shooting for 228-man heats. So this game is growing rapidly. The future is bright.
Yeah.
If you're going to invest in a war game, I think Legion, you won't be disappointed with Legion. I really think so. You have a board update?
Sean is president by 1 kill point.
Okay. 1 kill point?
54-point sniper, a sniper with hunters,
Oh.
and an E-weapon.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so Mike Barry updating us on the Sean Morris game. The E-Web has died. It is no more. However, one of Sean's hunter snipers has died, which means that Sean is actually ahead by just 1 kill point, because hunter snipers are 54 and E-Webs are 55.
So it looks like another wound, another sniper shot at that Tauntaun group by the stairs here. I believe that's 2 wounds on that Tauntaun group now.
So he's chipping another mini down to half health.
I honestly, we talked about this in our podcast, but I honestly don't think the FFG shakeup that's happening right now is going to affect Legion. It's one of their most profitable brands, and
Yeah.
I think what they're doing is looking to cut the quote-unquote fat
Yeah.
and
So-
try to slim down as a company, I would guess, for a purchase
Yeah.
to sell to another company.
Right. So the Legion staff did suffer casualties, but I believe there were 100 people that got laid off.
Yeah.
But only 2 of them were involved with Legion.
Yeah.
So Legion had a very small.
Well, and I wondered.
Very small percentage.
And that was a separate thing.
Was it separate?
Yeah,
Okay.
it wasn't even part of the main layoff.
Okay.
So I wonder if it was just something else where they're just
Right,
trying to
right.
streamline. You know.
So it may have just been a coincidence, and I don't think it may have had anything at all to do with that big one that happened. It's probably just they're probably just contemporary,
Yeah. All right, so they're checking some line of sight here with terrain.
Yeah.
So this is a back and forth we always have in chat when we're streaming games is, can you move terrain
Yeah.
to try to look for line of sight?
As long as you mark it, I feel like it's totally kosher.
And I would say if both opponents agree and are
Yeah.
completely fine, and in this case it's terrain that's not affecting game state,
Definitely.
absolutely move it.
Yeah, I think as long as you put something clear to mark where that place was.
Yeah, so most retailers are out of stock on Legion because it's so popular, they're selling out.
Yeah, they're selling out.
That's why I'm not worried about it. Like, literally, distribution centers are out of tons right now because they're so popular.
Yeah.
So it's if anything, it's FFG didn't really gauge how popular things were going to be. That's why there's been delays. That's why all this stuff is happening.
Yeah.
Is because the game is so popular, they're having trouble keeping up with it.
I'll tell you, Jay. As soon as I saw the box art for Legion and I saw what kind of support it looked like they were throwing into it,
Yeah.
I kind of knew from the jump that this game would be a winner.
Yeah.
And I think as soon as I started playing, I realized wow, this is going to be my game. I'm probably going to play this for the next 10 years, at least.
So it looks like a double sniper shot, and he takes out that taunt.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, Sniper's really good against Tauntauns. They shut down those dodge tokens. They get rid of cover. They're just really good against Tauntauns. And of course, suppression from long range. Tauntauns do have a very large threat range, but not when they're suppressed. You don't want to know how to kill Tauntauns? I'll tell chat right now. This is how you kill a Tauntaun, okay? It's 3 suppression tokens.
Yeah. Yep.
3
Yeah.
suppression tokens and wait till they walk away from Leia.
Yeah.
That's how you win.
Yep.
Because they will eventually run away from Leia's Inspire. Eventually. There are crazy scenarios where, you know, a Tauntaun is on 5 suppression, and then they remove 1, and then Leia inspires 2, and then they strict, and they go down back to 1.
Looks like, again, we got these guys are rolling crazy. But
Yeah,
looks
they're
like
going
there was a
fast.
Suppression rally.
Yeah. Always on the top tables, you know, the pace is really, really fast.
Yeah.
People really want to get that 6-round game in
Yeah,
because
yeah.
they know that
That's going to make the difference.
they know there's no advantage to be gained by going slow.
Right.
There is no advantage at all. I mean, is it too early to have a chess clocks discussion? Luke Skywalker and explosions kill. Luke Skywalker does kill Tauns. He just has to aim. You know, I wonder if you take Hunter on operative Luke.
Ooh,
That's kind of funny.
That's nasty.
Actually, no. I think it's actually better to take offensive push.
oh, okay.
Yeah, because Luke.
Whenever that comes.
Yeah, so if Luke blows up all his force powers, well,
Yeah.
offensive push is out in the wild now.
Oh, is that, did that got released?
That's in the
Yeah.
specialist packs.
Okay.
So it'll be out, you know, later this week.
Yep.
But operative Luke, you know, normally he doesn't want to recover because he has Master of the Force, but there are times when you blow up all the force powers and you're like, okay, I need to recover. Well, you know, tenacity, I guess that's cool. Like adding another dice, maybe not the best, but I think offensive push is probably better. Yeah, for the double aim for the 7 dice pool, Nick, I think that's absolutely right.
Yeah.
Those are pretty high quality dice you get
Yeah.
to reroll. Like it's a 5 and 8 because they have crits.
So I'd also like to add, like, just a side note, since Nick's in chat, like, I want to say, like, how proud I am of our play group. Like, we have this great play group between the throughway corridor up in New York State, and it turns out we have, between all our play group, there's like 6 or 7 of us all going to Worlds.
Wow.
And I'm just so happy for everybody. And Nick just got his at the Prime, and like, it's just really, really great. So it's really exciting to see, you know, everybody getting a chance, and you know, I'm really excited about this. And I don't know, I was thinking about that this morning. You know,
Yeah.
like, like seeing everybody here at LVO, I'm like, man, Worlds is going to be amazing. Like,
Yeah, it's we're only going up from here, man. It's gonna be great. And the field is not a soft field here, and it will certainly not be a soft field in Chicago. There's gonna be so many
Right.
good players from so many parts of the U.S. and
Yeah,
and parts abroad.
well, we were talking at dinner last night, and I'm like, I feel like if you go 2-2 at LVO,
Yeah.
like you're in good shape.
Like,
for
that's an
Worlds.
accomplishment.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
because it is real tough here this weekend.
It is.
I mean, Dash went 3-1, only losing to Luke Cook yesterday.
Yeah.
And he went through a gauntlet
Yeah.
yesterday.
He had to go through me
Yeah, and Ed.
and Ed.
His and Ed's game on stream yesterday
Yeah.
was intense.
I heard about it. You should go back and watch it if you have not seen it. It's on day 2, right?
Day
It's the
2,
second
yeah.
game.
Yeah, day 2, Heat 2, part 1.
Part 1, yeah.
Yeah.
So
And
the back half of that.
Right,
that
and I
video.
mean the same with Cirillo and Kish. Like
Yeah.
all these guys have had to go through gauntlets to
Right.
get where they are today, and I mean it's no easy task making it to the finals.
Oh, yeah.
And I think all of us who got at least 2 wins at LVO are gonna feel real good going into Worlds.
All right, so this is probably a short trooper. Yeah. Oh, nice roll. 2 crits will pass through cover, and those are Shore's going to roll with their aim token. It converts 2 results off of that, so that's a 3rd save pass cover and a very average result for a surging unit with white dice there.
Yep.
2 wounds being passed through. Practically every time Luke shoots, he's dealing wounds, it seems. And that is no good. Tauntauns hate taking damage like this before they can even get in.
Yep.
And it's also tough because the Royal Guards and Palpatine are such a massive close-range threat. The Taunts can't play their usual game where they
Right.
walk into your army and just abuse melee engagement. Oh, what's up with the pic of Ed in a body bag
So
on
Ed
the Discord?
was delivered to the hall in a body bag today
Yeah, because he got bodied yesterday.
because he got bodied yesterday by Dash, and then everyone said that was Dash's fault that Ed
yeah.
was dead.
Yeah, Ed got killed. Yeah, Ed died.
Just Ed being Ed.
Just like a big Dark Souls, you died.
Yeah.
On the front of your screen. Ed literally purchased that body bag for that expressed purpose.
Yeah, dude, it was so funny. It was like watching like a Roman emperor being brought in. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
it was like 4 guys carrying this
Yeah, they were
bag
carrying
into
like
the
4
hall.
guys were carrying him into the hall. Like I think he like got in the body bag outside, and they carried him in like pallbearers.
Yeah. So to
They
chat,
dropped him on the floor in front of the judge table.
I'll say to chat. Somebody just said Nima's a really good guy. Nima and Luke, both of the guys that are on stream right now, I have never been. I hate losing, but like losing to both of those guys, it didn't feel like losing because they're so gracious and like so kind and then they're like, man, like they're just like, I don't know, it's competitive, but like they're so just nice guys.
Yeah,
And I would
they're hardcore players.
Yeah.
But they care if their opponent is having fun or not.
Yes. And like Nima and I yesterday, all day long, we're like, or Friday, we're like, I hope we get matched. And then we did in the final. And I was actually happy. I know he's a good player, but like, I knew it was going to be a good game and a fun game. And
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel upset either way. You know what I mean? And yeah, Nima's great, and so is Luke.
And no one's wooing, unfortunately. I think everybody's exhausted about that bar.
Yeah.
That cash-only bar. The front line, they recognized Legion's growth,
I'm going to go check the score real quick.
and so they've set us up a bar. Jay will come back and we'll have the score and the game state update for you in just a moment here. Nima is a great person. He's running. I think we're still planning on hosting a tournament at KublaCon this year. I'll be there. I'll still be in the Bay Area. And I hope that we can get that KublaCon tournament turned into a GC, but we don't actually know what that will look like. But we're going to try to find out as soon as possible about the KublaCon tournament.
Okay, so it looks like Nima's got 2 boxes. Luke has 1.
Okay.
But the other one he hasn't claimed. He's got like 5 units around. So
Okay.
it's not. It's more of a. He doesn't need to like rush for it right now. There was a judge call, so these stairs just above the head. Nima was saying that this whole thing here gets cover for Tom's, but he was wondering if they could move over the stair piece and also still get cover from it. And Brendan ruled that yes, they could. Yes.
That makes sense.
Yep.
That makes a lot of sense. Because the large piece would give cover, and the Tons couldn't move over it normally.
Yeah.
But I think just because of the sort of the actual physical dimensions of the miniature plus the way the angle of the stairs are, I think it makes complete sense for the Tauntauns to be able to move over it. It's short enough.
So a couple really important questions here in chat. How much are beers in Vegas? $6 to $7.
Yeah, $6 to $7.
But so is soda and water. Everything is ridiculous.
So you should just drink beer instead. I think it's a plan. The more beer you drink, the more likely you are to gamble, and the more likely the casino is to make money.
Yeah.
It's like how they comp people at slots.
Yes.
They want to loosen you up, so you'll donate. You'll make a healthy donation. Yeah, KublaCon is in May. Usually, so if the Dallas is open is on the 1st of May, KublaCon is on Memorial Day weekend, generally speaking.
So for chat, I think it was Nick asked what heats Evan and myself are in. I'm in Heat A, and Evan's in Heat B.
I am also in Heat A.
Yeah.
So I registered for Heat A. I wanted to know my fate right away, so I could figure out how worried I needed to be for the rest of the weekend.
Yep.
Looks like is that Sabine? Yeah. So Sabine is heading for the middle box. And there she goes.
Yeah, Jack and Coke's are like $8 or $9, Nick. Everything's crazy expensive.
Oh yeah.
Talking to that mic if you're gonna.
And Brendan France, our head judge, sitting down.
Hey, I just wanted to lurk and read the comments.
Well, if you sit down at this table
Yeah, you got to talk.
and you're the head judge, you have to talk.
Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, I think even like a Coors Light is like $8 around here.
So, Brendan, I'd like to actually ask you a question. We were talking about Worlds and what heats we were going to be.
Sure.
Here's a question for you, and I know that you're working with Adepticon.
Yeah.
Why was there an additional charge to have a Worlds ticket once you were already invited?
I believe ultimately it's the space requirement. It's a venue thing. So you're invited, but ultimately like that. How do we pay for that space? How
Yep.
do we like it's a huge convention.
Yep.
That convention has grown. There's no more space in that hotel at all. So ultimately, that cost goes towards making that event production happen, paying for that space, paying for any incidentals and other items there.
Okay.
So it's just and they tried to keep that fee as low as they could. I know because there was some concern last year. I think it was an invite, but I think last year we also had the LCQ where people paid to get into the LCQ, but then got invited to High Command. Otherwise, like, where's the ticket sales at? Where's that revenue coming in?
Yep, and I completely understand. I just know I've had a lot of people ask and
Yeah.
wonder, and then, so there's the answer for everyone.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly sure Sabine is now on the middle box with double dodge.
Ooh,
That's what that looks like.
Let me go look.
that's exciting.
Yeah. I saw him use the speed 3 template to jump over that tauntaun, so I'm pretty sure that's Sabine. And if she's not on the middle box, I think she's behind some heavy cover preparing to drop explosions. No? Tell us what's happening, Joe.
Okay, so this taun's here in the middle, they have a double dodge. The box is on the other side of this gray thing, and
okay.
Sabine is right here with a face-up order
Oh,
token.
okay, so that was actually a tauntaun that moved.
Yep, yep.
Okay, so that's why it has the double, because the double moved. Because Agile triggers twice. But that box, the middle box is on the other side? Wow, that's far. Okay, then. Yes, Finn, you make a very good point. Guard are so dangerous against a non-Darksaber Sabine because of Given to Your Anger. They can totally flip the script on the priority situation and force you to go with a unit that isn't your own, isn't the one you want, and basically rob you of that roll-off that you got.
I love Get Ya.
It's such a good card.
I love it.
It's probably, I rate it as the best Palpatine card. Actually, I rate it higher
Really?
than Now You Will Die.
Really?
Really, because priority is so crucial,
Right.
especially against Rebels.
Double crit here.
Rebels, a lot of their shenanigans rely on priority control, and anything that disrupts that is super, super injurious to their effort.
So it looked like a crit into that Taun group with one save, so 3 wounds on that Taun.
That's Taun's about to lose a miniature.
To the right, yeah.
Is that a 2-mini unit? Because I'm trying to figure out if he's gonna
Yes,
go down
I
to
believe
4
so.
taunts. Yeah. Or is, oh wow. Do you think that's 2 taunts that are dead? It's behind Nima's arm now. Oh well.
Yeah, 2 mini unit with 3 wounds. And he just got their token.
Okay, wow.
Love it.
Love it.
I get excited when Tons start losing on the board because you start losing the effectiveness.
That's true.
That's what's exciting for it about me.
They do go down in effectiveness quite fast.
Yeah.
They're not speeder bike levels of loss of effectiveness, but they're
Right.
still pretty hard hit by losing that second miniature.
Yep.
They don't get the 7 dice ram, which they're infamous for.
Right.
And I think I've rolled that full boat multiple times this weekend.
Any of those 2 mini units, just losing half of your power just
Yeah.
really hurts.
Yeah.
Droidicas, speeder
Of course,
bikes,
of course.
Tauntauns, all of that. It hurts.
Get you best command card in the game. I'd actually rate it up there.
Yeah.
I think if I had to rate command cards, I think number 1 is Get Ya. Number 2 is Fear, Surprise, Intimidation.
I love that card so much.
Because of the absolute potential that you have with it.
Fellas, we're about to hit the road. First of all, thank you guys for running an awesome tournament this weekend. And secondly, what's the best place to are they live streaming this today?
Yeah.
What's the best place to go to live stream it?
YouTube. The 5th Trooper YouTube.
Fifth Trooper YouTube?
Yeah.
Alright, cool. So for the drive home,
Yep.
that'll be the best thing.
Totally.
Alright, guys, thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
Thank you.
Somebody, a player coming over and trying to figure out where we were live streaming,
Yeah.
and little did he know we were live streaming right now.
Right here on YouTube right now. Yeah.
So the question there, do I need to pre-register for Worlds?
Yes.
You do, absolutely. So Fantasy Flight
yeah.
Games posted a survey that you can fill out to opt into communications. Once you opt into communications, you will be given the opportunity. They'll check and make sure that you have an invite with the list that they have, and then once they confirm that you have an invite, they will provide you information to register for one of your world seats at Adepticon.
Yep.
And then at that point, you can get your badge and get your attendance lined up and all that.
This is like more tauntaun movement here. Trying to get up to get that absolute edge of range too. It is possible that the guards don't charge you within one activation if you're at the exact edge of range too. However, Palpatine can change that calculus and pull the strings and give guard effectively a 17-inch charge range. Yeah, if you haven't registered for Worlds and you want to go do it right now.
Well, he literally just got his prime.
Well, there you go.
there you go.
Yeah, you got to get on that.
Send it in.
Get on that.
And make sure that your TO filled out the post-event submission form.
Yeah, so they know that you have an invite.
Yep.
So I've got an update on the Matt Kish game, so the E-Web that was in the tank is now dead. I'm not sure if the tank seems to only have 1 or 2 wounds on it, so I think it might have jumped out and died that way.
Picked off,
But
yeah.
all of the E-Webs in the top 8 are now off the table.
Rip.
Yep.
Bummer.
Rip E-Web.
Well, yeah, but they're never meant to be a full. I've never seen them as a full game unit. They're more of a distraction.
Oh,
you
our,
know.
our audio is low apparently, according to at least one person.
Just because we're all kind of far away from the microphones.
Turn it up.
Eat the mic.
Delicious.
Tastes like sweat and
Tastes
mustache.
tastes like sweat, mustache, and plastic.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's a buffet of disgusting.
So good, and we've had so many people on the mic today.
Delicious.
All right, let's see what's going on. I'm gonna get up there.
It looks like
Yeah, we
they're-
got some tight moving going.
Yeah, so this is like 2 sets of tauns that are like making a wall in the center, blocking approaches.
Yep.
Wow, that is a barrier, a literal barrier of tauntaun there.
So I've had a couple more calls on tight tank movements.
Oh, yeah.
So
And-
Sabine is that was Sabine move up to the box.
Oh, there we go. So Sabine's touching the box now,
exciting.
and here comes something from
What do you got?
It looks like Shores. That's definitely Shores. Wow.
The deck not working?
The deck does not work
Okay.
today. Oh, she's good, making the save on 3 up. So sometimes we use terminology borrowed from Warhammer. We say 3 up or 4 up.
I use it all the time.
It really just refers to the dice facings. So when you hear someone say 3 up, you can think red dice with surge.
Yep.
When someone says 4 up, red dice, no surge.
Here's something really interesting for you.
All right, hit it up. Hit us up with it.
Right there, right on the other side of where Sabine is, these boxes in the middle here.
Right.
Yeah.
Right on the other side is a mine that does not have line of sight to Sabine, but does. So
wow.
Luke can't just charge in without taking a mine
That's
hit.
great.
I love that kind of play.
That's amazing. So he's using the line of sight rules
Right.
to avoid the mine.
Yep. And for anybody who doesn't remember, you draw line of sight to a token from the unit, not from the token to the unit.
Correct.
Because
That's how
it's
my
really
line of
hard.
sight works.
It's really hard to get
Right.
perspective from something that's flat on the table.
It has to be seen to be blown up. Same with saboteur mines. Same with Sabine explosions bombs.
Exactly.
Any sort of mine you measure from the unit to the token.
When Luke just shot Sabine, was that with the IRG? Was that?
No, that was.
Are
I
you-
think that was that
No,
IRG
IRG
Shores?
had a standby, so.
Oh, that might have been an IRG standby.
Okay.
Exciting.
Oh, that's why the surges went away.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
that makes sense. So it was an IRG. I thought it was a shore unit. I was like, is there enough white dice in that pool?
Right.
The answer is there's no white dice in that pool. They look the same. 8 black looks kind of similar to 6 black, 2 white.
For Alejandro's question about the lists, we have John Bushman with Bush Facts who has all that data, and it's all prepped and ready to go. All the lists and all the tournament data will be published as soon as the event's over. We're keeping everything hidden for now because of battle cards and command cards with the players. Even though at this point in a 3-day tournament, we probably know most of that information through just seeing it played. we're still going to keep that on lock until the event's over. However, if Bushman is available, though he's currently in a much different time zone, he might be able to provide those lists sanitized without command hands and without battle cards.
Another way to answer this question is in a couple days, go to legiontournamentcircuit.com.
Are we off on mic?
No, I don't think we are. I just don't think we're seeing where we are. I think we're fine. I don't
Just
think we're
making
off.
sure our audio's on.
Oh yeah, I think it's on. Yeah, we're on.
Yep, there we go.
We're definitely on. Okay, so I was trying to say, go to legiontournamentcircuit.com. There's going to be tournament data published there, and if you're not on the Legion Discord, you should join the Legion Discord.
There you go.
There's Bushfax. You say his name 3 times, and he shows up.
He appears in the YouTube chat.
No matter what country he's in.
Yeah, he just like shows up. Yeah. Guys.
Alejandro there was looking for list information, Bushman.
Yeah.
Well, so yesterday, just for everybody in chat, we were showing the lists on the stream. Like I was typing them in. We literally had so many problems this morning getting this stream live. I've had 0 time to put in the lists, so I apologize. You're just gonna have, especially for this round, we're just gonna have to wait because I can't do it right now.
I don't know if they can. They probably can't hear me, but all lists are going to
Yeah,
be.
come on, have a seat. This is
Brendan
LJ Pena on the mic.
Yeah, hey, just so you know, for those of you looking for the list, we're not releasing them until after today's event is complete, just because the full lists on TTO do have battle cards and command hands. So you can find these players' lists on their respective heat that they came from, and then at the end of the day today, I'm going to move it to the final heat, the final on TTO, so that all top 8 lists are in one easy, convenient place. But they won't be released until the final game is complete because they do have command hand and battle card.
Right. So go to Tabletop TO, search for LVO Legion 2020, and all of those events that were done this weekend will be available there with list data.
This is real interesting.
What's happening?
So
tell us more.
Nima just pushed with Leia's 2-pip card.
Oh wow!
Just pushed the Ton up to get in the way of the IRG for an IRG charge.
That's so cool. So now the IRG can't intercept Sabine.
And I mean, unless they can like sneak around where this order token is, I don't know if they're going to be able to get to her.
That's really cool. So we have seen, this is something Nima has done in multiple games. He has come up with some really innovative uses of No Time for Sorrows. The positional advantage you gain out of that card is just crazy.
Yeah.
There are so many interesting things you can do. And this is just yet another.
Well, and this is
interesting
classic
thing.
Nima, right? Like
Yeah.
he's got Sabine near the box. He no times for sorrows. This is what he did to me. I've heard him do it before.
He just
and
uses to push Sabine into the box, so it gives her another action.
yeah, and it looks like you know Luke does have the priority, but the question here is going to be, does he roll?
That was probably a mine detonation.
Yep.
That's probably that central mine.
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Yep. And the Tauntaun makes 1 save. Well, because when he moved, he probably triggered the mine.
So that down 1 ton, so that killed a mini.
Was that a double detonation?
No, because we had.
Oh no, that was a single detonation.
Oh, maybe it was double.
Maybe a different target. in
Oh,
this
okay.
case.
Oh, 2
But then
tons.
they saved.
2 tons.
Yeah.
2 tons.
So then they saved that one. So they only took a wound from that mine, which is great. I mean, if you only suffer 1 wound, you're feeling pretty good.
All right,
Sometimes you
so
suffer 0 wounds as rebels.
Looking at the IRG charge here.
Yeah, there they go. They're probably going to go into that Tauntaun. They're trying to fit through there. I doubt they can. Either they're trying to fit through or they're trying to get within range 2 of Sabine to shoot her.
Wait, Palp's moving in for jazz hands.
Oh,
boy.
Palp Lightning Jazz Hands, baby.
Oh boy.
Zap, zap, zap. He needs to put that suppression on Sabine so she can't get away.
Do you know off the top of your head what turn they're on here?
This is turn 3, I think.
Turn
Actually,
3.
no. It's not even that she can't get away. It's the Jazz Hands because he has Now You Will Die. So we can just dump all the lightning on her and freeze her in place with Immobilize.
I love the immobilized.
But
token.
even with the Immobilized tokens, I think he needs to put 3 on her. Because it's 1 Immobilized token per lightning. Is that how it works? I think. I don't actually remember the command card text of Now You Will Die. I haven't played against it in so long.
Yeah, I have. I've been playing droids lately.
Yeah.
So
That's when a Palp strength's like, what does that do again?
so whipcord for Boba is 2 for 1.
2.
So it's got to be 1.
I think it's 1 per lightning.
1 per lightning. So
Yeah.
if you rock it down and put three down on her, then you've got Sabine locked in place.
Yeah, they're trying to figure out if Palp's got the jazz hands.
At that point, though, once you've got 3 immobilized on Sabine, assuming that you put some damage out, aren't you probably just going to try and pull the trigger and get the kill shot?
Oh, of course, but
Right.
even if you can't kill her, you do slow her down. But
Right.
with the Tawns forming like a wall of creature troopers, if she's even able to move it back even 1,
Yeah.
you know, like it's really tough to catch up.
Right.
Yeah, all this pressure on her as well. Yeah, so if Sabine panics, she drops the box. She no longer claims it. So this is a really good move for multiple reasons.
That's my favorite way to deal with Sabine. Just lock her
Yeah,
down with suppression and make her
absolutely.
hide behind cover. Force her to do a recover. I got a judge call.
All right, let's go.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry, folks, just swapping over here so I can see this this action up close. Oh, man, Jay, with your tiny screen, curse your tiny screen. Symbol of Rebellion does clear all suppression, but it doesn't clear immobilize. And she didn't play Symbol. She played No Time into Now You Will Die. So Luke maneuvering with his guards here, trying to see if he can get a shot. Really trying to see if he can get the reach 2 there. And Palpatine, where's Palp in this mess? Trying to see. Change this so I can get a bigger view. Yeah, Luke does have to make the move here. That's definitely true of Finn. So really trying to see what's up, trying to see if he can get to Sabine in any way, shape, or form. Looks like he is going to choose Palpatine to go. He's going to suffer a wound on Palp, puts the anger and suppression on Palpatine, and Palp's going to go for it. So Luke weighing his options here. Yeah, hopefully Palp isn't shit out of luck. Wow, Sabine is so far away with that box. I don't know if Palp can actually see her. Luke is going to move with Palp, it looks like. He's going to put him right up there against the Taun. So there's Palpatine in front of the Tauntaun. And Palp is going to start jazz handing. So it takes a wound to the suppression, puts the aim on. And this is the first Palp Lightning. Looks like 2 crits, 2 hits. And 1 additional hit after cover. So that's 3. Now depending on what dice he rolls, he's rolling red, so this is into Sabine. Sabine got Sabine in the open. Oh my goodness. And Sabine with Impervious. Did Sabine just get killed there? No, but she took a ton of wounds off that first lightning. So another Palp Lightning taking a wound there. Not very good. Just getting the 2 off the first lightning. Sabine just took a ton of wounds from lightning.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yeah, she rolled a 5 against the first lightning with impervious and failed
Right.
2 saves.
Oh my gosh.
So she took 2 wounds already off the first lightning.
Right.
Which is a really good start for Luke. Oh, not like this. That
No.
conversion does not help. So that's a lightning as a total whiff. Second lightning.
Oh, that hurts.
Now the third lightning. Sabine does not have stems. That hurts a lot to whiff completely on a pop lightning like that. And Luke's going to go for another lightning here. That's much better. And blanking on the red too, so the aim will probably get a third one in there. And really trying to make sure he rolls in the tray. Roll it in the tray! Right. And only going to take another wound on Sabine. No, the impervious, she definitely took wounds. She blanks 2 and then pierced 2. So I think she took 3 wounds total there. 4 wounds total? Okay, so she's on 1 health remaining. So she has 4 wounds remaining there. Yeah, so the way impervious works is it just adds opportunities to save. So if you blank, you still take wounds from pierce. If you get a full save though, you cancel the pierce. So it's like just a chance to avoid getting pierced. It's not a full stop pierce immunity. All right, here comes another light. This is Palp's 4th lightning here, and it's a good one with 2 crits. And that'll just be the 2 crits there. So Sabine needs 4. Oh, it's on Tons. Okay, so he's not going to go ahead and roll on Sabine. So the Tons are going to get lightning as well and take an immobilize. So Palpatine's spending 4 lightnings there. He has medics standing by to heal. You can see Sabine with a pile of immobilized there. 3 immobilized tokens, so she's frozen to the spot. She cannot actually retreat with 3 immobilized. With 2 immobilized, she'd have a speed 1 move, but with 3 immobilized, she won't be able to get away. So Sabine, I think this Tauntaun is rallying, and he rallies 2, which is huge for that Tauntaun. That's a big rally. So that Tauntaun on speed 2 now is going to have a speed 2 ram. So when you're immobilized, your maximum speed actually travels with you, which means that despite only having speed 2, you can still get ram off on Palp. Looks like he's not going to be able to get there in 1 move, though. Looks like he's going to fall short. Oh, nope. Oh, okay, never mind. So he's not going for Palp. He's going for an engage on the guards to protect Sabine. He's going to just suicide the Tauntaun into the guards off this rally. And with ram enabled, he'll go ahead and convert that 4th die to a crit, and the guards are going to have to take a ram to the face and not be able to chase Sabine. And they're going to take a wound, but it hardly matters at this point. Sabine is basically safe for the moment. The Shores are going to have to do it. Sabine does have a pile. Can you give us a battlefield update, Mike, when you have a chance?
Yeah, well, for all the
For this, yeah.
For this game?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
If you have others, you can give them now too. But it just looks like Nima charged the taunts into the guard to prevent them from chasing.
He did, and so actually, despite Nima only having like 2 Taun models left on the field, I actually think he's in a pretty good spot.
Yeah, Sabine is fully immobilized, but
But like, there's a Rebel Trooper squad right behind the where Sabine is behind that wall. That's like poised and ready to just pick up that box.
wow, yeah. So as soon as Sabine drops it,
Yeah,
know.
and Sabine's gonna go this turn. I imagine
Right.
if she hasn't taken dodge tokens already, she's going to soon.
Right.
She's likely just gonna dodge, maybe standby or something. It's possible she's got a shot on Palpatine. It's not possible. It's definite because they're range 2, right?
Yep.
So Palp's on 1 wound left. I think that this game could definitely go either way, but I think.
do you think the next move here is to put that taunt into Palp? Or should they go for the shores that could shoot? Other things that could shoot and just try to shut them down.
Yeah, I think you go for the things that can shoot and shut them down. Frankly, at least that's what I would do. I think he actually can use a couple of the Rebel Trooper squads he's got back there to take some shots on Palp. I think Leia actually. So Leia is sitting kind of in the crook of that. Behind that left-hand staircase.
Interesting.
And I'm pretty sure she can just pop out and take a pretty easy range 2 shot at Palpatine.
Oh, very nice. Okay.
So denying him cover clearly from that,
So these are shores, likely shooting tawns. Very nice reconversion there. Yep, so that's that tauntaun with 1 miniature left. It's going to spend a dodge and roll saves and take only 2 wounds. Does the tauntaun get removed? No.
So I do have an update from Table 4. The E-Web that I thought was dead was not. He had just placed it off the table.
Oh.
It happened to still be in the tank.
Oh, it got into the tank again.
Yes. Well, it was in the tank at the start.
Oh,
and
it was staying in the tank.
And the model was placed on the tank.
Okay.
So he had moved it off to the side of the table. It might, maybe when he moved the tank or something.
Okay.
But it has since disembarked, and it is gunning down just shore troopers left and right.
Wow.
So that's kind of interesting. Notable update from Table 3, Mike Cirillo's game. Mike Cirillo is blue on Vaps. He's playing against triple Tawns, and the Tawns have just killed the first shore trooper activation of the game.
Nice.
So Mike's in a little bit of a bad spot, kill point wise there.
That does stink. Oh, a full save from the shores there. Or no, that's a Palp save. That's Palp actually.
I think so.
Yeah, he put the he put the tauntaun into Palpatine and it didn't quite get the kill. And now that's actually blocking it from being shot by Leia.
Yeah, so if he doesn't kill Sabine this turn, I mean, this could very well come down to a die roll.
It very well could.
Ambush versus explosions.
Yeah.
And I don't know. And even then, I think, with Sabine's saves being what they are, it looks like Palp's in melee now, so he's not going to be able to shoot Sabine with Palp next turn. I don't know.
So Tenacity is on the guards.
It is.
It is on.
They do have.
And they should have it enabled because I do see a wound on the guards there.
Yes.
Who made it to day 3? Nima and Luke, Gus, Gabriel, Sean, Mike Cirillo, Kyle Crosser, and one more, Matt Kish.
Yeah.
Those are all the guys that made top 8 from the 2 heats. Can Luke Shores enter melee? Yeah, he may have just saved Pal from being killed. That's absolutely right. But it was not.
I think it's okay.
I think it's okay, because Palp has to disengage.
Yeah, I mean, the last thing you want next turn is for Luke to play Give Into Your Anger and choose something other than Sabine, and then electrocute Sabine after that.
Between the light and the dark side at the end of the day, dark side wins as Imperials have just taken the Armada fight.
So LJ announcing that Armada has won the Imperial finals. or the
So-
Imperials have won the Armada finals.
So is that an Armada narrative event
I,
going
it,
on?
it may have been. I think it may have been the Armada tournament, the actual
Oh,
tournament that was going
okay.
on. But Imperial just won Armada,
Understood.
and Luke was, or not LJ. Gosh, LJ was saying that it was going to be the tiebreaker for the narrative event,
Gotcha.
just in case Lightside wins round 2.
Yeah.
It's probably a sniper hit. So action passing back to Nima, drawing from the bag.
That's not how the timing actually works, but that's.
So a lull in the action as both players figure out what to do with their more backfield activations. Neither Sabine nor Palp are dead. This is a Rebel sniper shot from Nima into the shores, netting a crit there. And picking off another shore trooper.
So it's very notable. Sabine is actually on 6 suppression.
Yeah, she is. So if
She
she
is
panics.
not activated yet.
Oh, so if she panics, she drops the box.
Correct.
And she can panic on 4 because there is no Courage 3 commander.
Correct.
So she needs to rally 3, not to just drop the box.
Yeah, I don't think Leia has gone yet. And,
Yeah.
And he does have strict orders.
Okay, so
he could
inspire
to
and strict,
strict.
and take her back down to 3.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've also got an update on table 2.
Okay.
So they're playing key positions. Palp is now touching the middle K position pretty handily.
Okay.
And Sean is kind of trying to push in. He's a little bit on the back foot there, and Now You Will Die has not been played yet.
Okay, yeah. He's
So-
he has to avoid just getting nuked and killed by Now You Will Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, Palpatine is really good
He is.
against Tauntauns. He's a very strong character against Taunts.
As we can clearly see here.
Oh, yeah. This game is, no doubt, we're seeing that right now.
One more blank on Sabine's dice, and this would be a very different game right
Okay,
now.
so Palp getting healed by a medic there. You see him taking a wound off. I think that's the medic Storm with the box, and they're going to attempt to shoot something here. Oh, sorry, that's actually medic Shore. And a Tauntaun's going to take a wound.
Does Sabine have endurance? She does not.
She does not.
has,
She's just
electro
grappling line.
line.
Yeah, she's just grappling line intel. Yeah, I'll be right back. I gotta hit that bathroom.
So we got Luke going to the bag here. So it looks like we've got an IRG melee, presumably against that Tauntaun that it's in combat with. There are, I believe, 2 Tauntaun models left in play, and one engaged with Palp, one engaged with the IRG, and I believe the IRG just failed to kill the Tauntaun that is in melee with it. Yeah, that basically is the top 8. We do have a tank being played by Matt Kish, which is a little bit, I guess, like probably the most off-meta list we have in the top 8. So. So we've got Luke pulling something out of the bag here.
Hey, I'm back. Okay, how's it looking? I'm sorry I had to go, but what did I miss?
So the IRG failed to kill the Tauntaun in melee,
Oh boy,
so they're kind of just stuck there.
they're kind of just stuck,
Yeah.
just doing nothing basically, just staring at a tauntaun.
Yeah, they're just hanging out.
Oh boy, vey. So Nima really using those tauntauns effectively to screen, but he is down 4 tauntaun miniatures.
Yeah, I mean, I think at this point, like, as long as Sabine gets away,
Yeah,
like,
I mean-
like Luke does not have a
Yeah.
real opportunity to chase here.
Yeah, and compared to Nima's army, Palp is a slow army.
Yes, it's very
It is
slow.
very slow.
You know, there's some tricky things you can do with it, like triple moving or pull the strings, but you know, so I actually think, you know, storms are actually probably going to be coming back a little bit more with not so much vital assets, but with the specialist packs.
For sure.
You know, the RT97C is sort of like a mini short trooper, and it's only 2 more points than a DLT. So.
No, I really do think the RT97C is going to be a great addition to the Imperial Arsenal.
Yeah.
Not like you didn't have options already.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the Storm DLTs are also, like, pretty serviceable generally. Like, they're not a bad unit, you know. They're just not shorts right now.
So Nima continuing to roll some rallies here. This looks like a sniper moving here.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to get a better angle on the central battle.
Yeah, that sniper was placed up on top of that that building back there to begin the game, and it really just didn't do much.
Yeah.
He ended up kind of climbing down and just not doing much. Given to Your Anger has not yet been played.
Yeah, we saw Anwid, the Now You Will Die. But yeah, Given to Your Anger is still in Luke's command hand.
Yeah. Assuming that Sabine survives the turn here, I think Explosions versus Give is quite likely.
Yeah, Explosions versus Give, but of course,
I mean, the issue is that the 2 units that are best, that are poised to actually kill Sabine, are both in melee with Taunts, and they've gone this turn.
Yeah.
So those Taunts are going to live through the end of this turn, and so he's going to give. He's likely going to give, and then the 2 things that get orders are going to be locked in melee.
Yep. So he's gonna just like pull, and he's gonna have to hope that whatever he pulls actually can kill her.
Yeah.
And if not, then
she just runs away.
She just runs, and Nima, the chances of Nima winning go really high. Like
she's
they
just
go into like the 70% range.
They might be higher than that, frankly. She's just gonna like jump over that big head and I think it's going to be almost impossible to draw line of
Yeah,
sight.
it just gets really hard to come back from once the box leaves the middle in any significant way, unless you have bounty.
I actually don't think it's going to be symbol versus give because I think that between Leia's Inspire and Strict Orders,
No, Sabine has not gone this turn.
yeah, Sabine has not gone this turn. I think
Neither has
between,
Leia, right?
Between, I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Leia is.
Yeah, see, she's just sitting there,
she's,
no
she's
token.
hanging out over there. So he can actually, he should be able to clear, assuming that he doesn't take any more suppression tokens on Sabine this turn.
So that's a sniper missing.
So he should be able to strict. She could, if he does it right, she should not panic because he'll inspire 2 off from Leia, and then he'll strict 1 more off 6 down to 3.
Right, she's on 6 now, so Inspire 2, like Mike is saying,
Yeah.
Inspire 2 and Strict is enough to get her under the panic threshold.
Yes.
So I don't think panic is an issue.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless another shot comes through on
Yeah, you don't actually need Symbol of Rebellion.
Yeah.
You can just play Explosions, make sure that you win priority so Palp doesn't get the double turn.
Right, that's a big deal.
Right. Because there's that chance that if you lose priority against Gitcha, you're gonna get like double acted on and killed.
Yeah.
It's it's even worse than Cunning.
Yeah. I'm not sure if the mortar up top is gone yet. If it has, it could be an issue.
That mortar in the staircase there.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I see it. It's in the upper right. There's a mortar hanging out on the staircase.
That could definitely change the equation.
Yeah, if that mortar, I think that mortar might be able to see her.
It definitely can see her.
Yeah, so if it hasn't gone already, that's a problem. Looks like Leia is activating and inspiring 2 on Sabine.
Yeah, so Luke's going to have like a 1-turn window to essentially suppress her properly here. The thing about it is that even if she panics this turn and drops the box, like those Rebel Troopers just like pick it back up.
Palp can see her, but the thing is, Kyle, the guards are engaged with a different Tauntaun unit.
Yeah.
And Palpatine is engaged by 2 different units, so there is no possibility for any of that to happen. Oh, Leia's actually moving into contact with the box. So Nima's setting up the bucket chain, looking for the contingency.
Yep. I think this is a good play.
No, Kyle, it's not going to work. It's not going to work like you think it's going to work. I'm sorry. They're engaged with 2 different units, so they can't be freed.
So this looks like a mortar shot.
That's definitely a mortar, and this one I think it wanted to Sabine here.
Yeah.
All right, let's see the defense. Oh, she takes a wound.
Okay.
And with that,
yeah, I mean, I guess we can stop talking about suppression.
I guess we can talk something about suppression. Sabine just died before she activated. That is horrible for her. So she drops the box. Sabine is dead.
So do you, man? Do you pick up the box with the troopers this turn, or do you CB next turn and pick it up and run?
Oh my goodness. Maybe with the troop. I think if anything picks it up, it can just run away.
Yeah.
And Leia can just stay and fight. Because Leia's still a good fighter. Like, she's in close. She can still do wounds to things.
Yeah.
Yeah, that changes a lot. Losing Sabine to a random crit really does change a lot. Yeah, he's going for it with the troops.
Yeah.
Move and pick.
I don't
he needs to be
hate
careful because if the leader gets sniped off, that box drops again.
Yeah, I actually think that he probably wants to cohere so that the entire squad can be seen.
Yeah, he's doing it with that one extra miniature. He's not doing it with the full squad. He wants to maintain the heavy cover.
Yeah.
But it's still dangerous. Like 2 wounds is all it needs.
I would like to see them out a little bit more.
Yeah, they also have only 1 courage, so it's really possible for them to be suppressed.
Yeah.
But is that the second mortar? Or is that the shore? Luke's shirt is in the way, so can't see anything. Getting down to check some line of sight there.
So I actually think that next turn, Given to Your Anger is going to be pretty good. You can just give Leia, and that way she's not going to have an opportunity to pick up the box when it drops.
Yep, if you give Leia, like you say, it's unclear what she can even attack.
Yeah.
Without moving much closer to the fight
Yep.
and being even more danger.
Yeah. And it's pretty likely that there's probably not going to be an order token on that Rebel Trooper unit.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think Luke Cook is definitely, he hasn't quite turned the corner, but he's very close.
Sniper, and they miss. Other last for a judge call for line of sight. That is Brad, also known as Nerfly, doing the line of sight call there. Trying to make sure that shot was actually in heavy cover,
Yep.
which it was. Leia only taking suppression there. And another mortar only getting a hit in and causing more suppression.
The issue, yeah, I guess.
3-pip is suicide.
If you 3-pip, so no time,
Save our skins.
save our skins, and then you give into your anger, Leia, do you then get to go another unit? I've never had that come up.
Yeah, you're right. You would get to go with both because what's when Leia finishes her activation.
Right.
So you kind of cut in front and go with both.
But
I'm
that
pretty
seems like
sure
a super corner
I'm
case.
pretty sure he's not running Leia's 3-pip because he's running Assault. And I'm pretty sure he's running Legacy.
Well, do we have the list right?
No,
I guess that we
it.
don't have
They're the unspoiled. Well, we have his.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, he's running this one.
He's running Legacy.
Yeah, he's not running. Yeah, that's too bad.
Star Wars Mission Final. Top 8. You have about half an hour left in regulation. Top
Okay,
8,
so
you have
CB
half an
versus
hour left.
push.
Interesting.
So no get you.
I don't love that play.
Me either.
I think Getcha seals the game here.
With push, he gets more orders out. He's able to get the shores working. And then Palp just entourage. You can Palp like one shore, entourage guard. He gets a little bit more control, but I really don't like it.
I don't like it
agree.
either.
I think Getcha would have been stronger here, but
Yeah, I mean, like if Nemo pulls a trooper out of the bag here, the game's
yeah,
not over, but it's
not over,
gonna
but
be close.
it gets really bad for
Because I
Luke
think there's
Cook.
only one suppression token on those troopers.
Yeah.
He's got a 1 in 3 to rally, which is not terrible odds. And even if he doesn't rally, I'm pretty sure he can hide them completely.
Right.
So
Maybe he's using push so he can trigger aggressive tactics and just get more surges on things.
It doesn't matter if you can't shoot what you need to shoot.
That's true.
Like,
I noticed he's got surges on everything but Palp.
Yeah. I think a double move would be huge here.
Yeah, double move would definitely swing the game
Pulls
towards
the
Nemo's
core out
side.
of the bag.
He does pull the core. Do they rally? Let's find out. No, it looks like a
blank.
no. Oh,
But-
yeah, they fail, but that's still big. He can get it behind out of sight.
Yeah.
That is going to make it a lot harder for Luke Cook to retrieve that box.
It's also notable that the Taun in melee with Palp is pretty much blocking off one of the only avenue to kind of get at it. So Palp's going to need to kill that Taun.
That Taun is alive because it engaged Palpatine right after Palpatine activated.
Yeah.
That's how it's still alive.
Yep. And those rebel troopers right there are probably going to very quickly have a dodge token, I would guess here.
They don't think they rallied, did they?
No, but I imagine that Leia's going to
Yeah,
get.
Leia will feed them one. Yeah. Yeah, Nema does have 3 boxes, and he just managed to get that center box onto his side of the board and out of vision of Palpatine, which is being sort of jammed up by taunts here. And that is guards shooting. What shoots black dice here, or do storms punch?
I don't know what that was.
I don't know what that one was. That might have been storm.
He may have moved the shores into melee. In fact, that's like what it looks like.
That's short melee. So they just cleared the taunts off the guard.
Yeah. I like that play.
Yeah. Oh, was that Stormtroopers? I think that might have been Stormtroopers punching.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He moved his naked storm, or the storm unit with the medic up.
Yeah, the naked storm unit moved in and punched the taunts to death, which they're actually really good at that.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons I really like Stormtroopers over Shores, is that their melee is actually quite good.
Yeah.
And better, in fact, than Shore Troopers.
So I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at the other games. And
Yeah,
come
go
back
ahead.
With an update.
Let's go ahead and get a little roundup going. Hello, Mr. France.
Hey, how are you doing?
We're doing great, man. This has been an intense game, and I think it may have just broken towards Nima.
Really?
In all honesty,
Well, that's exciting.
He just moved the box into this portion of the board over here,
Right.
the left side, behind this line of sight blocking curve.
Yeah, I'm seeing
and
that over there.
and Palpatine.
He's got one back in his deep field as well.
Right, and Palpatine's whole army is just kind of stuck behind this Tauntaun.
Right.
And it's just really crazy how just the presence of even one of these miniatures is enough to kind of influence the board in a huge way.
Yeah, that's Gandalf right there.
Yeah, like you shall not pass.
Yeah.
How did they classify the sides of that thing next to Palp? Probably as impassable.
Most likely.
Yeah.
I don't think we got that discussion specifically from him.
It's pretty steep. I don't think he can actually walk up the slope there. Okay, so this is Shores entering melee and trying to clear that Tauntaun off Palpatine.
Ooh.
All right, so they're going to go in. They have an aim and a surge from aggressive tactics and their order. So they'll get 2 there and get 2 more. So 4 on that
good
taunt.
reroll.
That's a very good reroll. Let's see what they get here for a save. 3 wounds, so I believe that's going to clear the taunt. So I think all the taunts are dead now. Yep, there it goes.
Wow.
So all the tauntauns are dead. And now it's a mad race for Luke Cook to catch this box carrier that's
We'll
fleeing
see if
away.
he comes back as Tauntaun the White.
Right. So all the Tauntauns and Sabine are dead. The only things left are Leia, the Rebel Troopers, and Snipers.
And how much melee does Luke have?
Luke has guards and Palp. So Palp is like sort of melee.
Right.
Could you give into your anger on turn 6 to force a box drop? That is also possible if the unit holding the box can't attack. It could panic.
Right.
Now that is something you could do to try to force the victory here.
Have we seen it get you yet?
No, it is still in Luke's command hand.
Ooh. Right, it's at the end of the activation. Actually, yep, that's right. He'd have to do it a turn before, wouldn't he?
Oh yeah. That's
so
fair.
He'd have to do it. He'd have to do it at least turn 5, knowing
turn
knowing
5.
that you're not going to make it.
Right, exactly.
That's a real deep play, planning for later.
Yeah.
And then worst case scenario, right? Like, does he try and recover? You know, does he try to?
And just stay there.
I feel like you could try and counterplay it a little bit.
Well, Luke's army beginning to creep forward now that the Tauntaun menace has been extinguished. Starting to make their slow advance, but the rebels are going to run as fast as they can away from all of this craziness.
He's got some real distance on that back squad for sure.
He sure does. It looks like Leia didn't even bomb. I think she just ran. Yeah, I think Leia just ran. She didn't actually do any sort of bombing. And Nima measuring for a sniper here. So the sniper hit here. Talking with his opponent about what kind of cover was being assigned here. And that's going to be nothing so far and just a hit there. So I believe that's actually, was that on Palp? That may have been on Palpatine. I think there are only 22 minutes left in the regular playtime.
Alex.
Yeah, 22 minutes left in regulation with a 15-minute overtime for hard dice.
Right.
So 37 total minutes.
And I'm trying to keep everybody on a pretty tight schedule this morning. I think we actually started early. I didn't even look at the schedule. Basically, once everybody was here, I gave them about 10 minutes and we started time. We're ready to get rocking and rolling and get out of here today.
Yeah. I actually I packed up my suitcase and I checked out. So
Yep.
I'm actually leaving from here for the plane.
Yep, same thing.
Yep.
I called Nathan to make sure he was clearing out the room so we didn't get in trouble for being in there late. But
Oh, yeah.
as soon as this is done, we pack everything up and drive home to Phoenix so Nathan can work in the morning.
Right, of course.
So we'll be home about 2 a.m.
Yeah,
our
that's why
time, I think.
I'm flying back to California for work on Monday.
Yep. And I forget, your SoCal area?
NorCal, like
NorCal.
Bay Area.
Okay.
Yeah. 37 minutes. Yeah, it is enough time for the Palpatine's army to catch up, but you got to get a bucket chain going, like Ellis is saying in chat. He did this bucket chain thing against Jay during the heat, where no matter what Jay did, it was just like, well, I have another unit available to pick this up, and it just kept going and going all the way back to the very far short end of Neema's side of the board, where there were two huge buildings he could hide behind and just trap the boxes.
That was actually a rules point of contention that I felt was a little different initially, and that was that I felt when you read the initial rules for tokens that you could basically throw it whatever direction you wanted to.
Oh yeah.
And then as we get those clarifications that you really have to be mindful of where you're putting that token as you're moving. That was a big change for me initially reading those rules the way they were written.
So Luke's sniper there missing. Looks like a shot and missed. So the snipers continuing to duel here. Both sides running triple snipers for that sweet, sweet activation padding. And of course the range 5 Pierce.
Right.
Which is so powerful.
I love it.
I find in a lot of my games, my opponents are usually just completely pinned back by snipers.
Yep.
And then the Tauntauns arrive.
Right.
And then they just get rolled over.
Right.
It's so crazy how much force that snipers and Tauntauns can project downfield.
I still love snipers. I yearn for a day where I can run a full scout squad with snipers. Just
Right.
because of the stopping power of that many black dice.
Oh, totally, yeah.
And like that's still what I'm looking for in a meta. I want to see it happen.
I can't wait. I can't wait for the new battles.
Yep.
The new objectives. I'm so ready. I really want to learn the ins and outs of those, and I'm excited that we have new ground here. Okay, it looks like the guards are just Are they environmental gear? Yeah, they are. So they're just hurtling, doing hurdles, rolling over that box. Like we don't care, man. We're like
Space ninjas, man.
Yeah, these guards do CrossFit, dude.
Yeah.
They do box jumps.
Yep.
In the barracks.
Yep.
They're just.
They're like Force Unleashed Royal Guard.
Yeah,
where
yeah.
They just jump out at you and go nuts.
Yep. So they just don't even care. They're just vaulting over boxes, trying to catch this damn box carrier.
Yeah. I can confirm though those helmets are rigid and it's really hard to not move your head.
Oh yeah.
Because it locks your shoulders and your head together.
Right. Because you have that. It's like goes all the way down to the neck.
Yep.
All right. So Luke Cook looks like another rally being rolled here, but he's moving with the guards. Oh wait, which one is this? Is this pull the? This is pull the strings.
Ooh. Is he launching the guards?
He's
forward?
launching. He's actually pulling with the guards and launching them into charge range.
I love it.
This is a great play for Luke here.
That's one of my favorite things to do with Royal Guard. Just get them that third move stick.
Yep. Pull the strings and the guards are just lunging forward.
Yeah.
Just trying to catch these boxes. The guard double move, pull the strings. That gives them 18 inches of movement. That makes them real fast.
That's a
faster
real
than a
long.
speed 2 move.
Yep. Yeah, for a unit that you don't see them move around a whole lot in the movies, they can get up and go.
They really can.
I'm actually, granted, it's been a while since I ran a list like that, but I don't mind even trying to send a Royal Guard turn 2.
Yeah.
In a deep play like that.
Yep.
Try and hit their backfield.
Yep.
It doesn't always work out, and that's the problem.
And the nickname never stuck, but I used to kind of call them the Red Torpedo.
Yeah.
Because they kind of just fly across the board and hit you.
I love it.
It's really cool.
I love it. But then at that point, you're committing to an offensive play with them. You're not
Oh, yeah.
going to get the Guardian. You're not going to get any benefit out of those points.
No one runs Vader double guard anymore.
Nope.
For motivated guards.
Yeah.
So they like arrive with tenacity on.
That'd be great.
Just wreck face. Maybe we should run it with operative Vader and like an officer, so the officer has aggressive tactics or something.
There
I don't
you
know.
go.
You can do something cool. Recover is the most action-packed of the current objectives confirmed tonight. Probably. The game is either over turn 2 or it's not over until the very, very end.
Right.
So it can be over immediately. Oh gosh, please no. I don't think we want to only play recover until vital assets, man.
So tell you what, David, how do you think it's going to impact if we do get vital assets in time for Worlds?
Oh
at this
my
point?
gosh.
How disruptive is that going to be?
Very. I think list design has to change pretty radically.
Yeah.
Especially that hostage exchange objective. There's a lot of shenanigans you can do.
Right.
And like you could totally see like Palp lists dropping out. They probably already kill off recover.
Sure.
But they probably even drop like breakthrough for the hostage exchange.
Yeah.
So they have an even better objective for the 4th slot.
Yep.
I think there might be some lists that can do like 4 or 5 objectives incredibly well.
Right.
And then they're gonna bid hard to make sure that they actually get their choices.
I'll be really interested to see what we see shake out for
So
Worlds.
this is standing orders versus given to your anger. So Nima losing priority on given to your anger is actually huge here. I just don't know if he has any cards left to play.
Right. What's his counter at this point?
What do you mean?
How does Nima just secure this?
I don't know, especially with the Palpatine double activation incoming.
Yeah.
I don't know what he does. That said, the guards can only kill 1 unit.
Mm-hmm.
He can force Leia though to go first.
Yeah.
And so that can actually cause a really big issue for the pickup. But I don't know what he's going to choose to do here. I have to whisper because they're deciding what to do.
Yeah, audio's in this room has been all over the place.
I don't want to actually like tip anybody off to anything because like speculating on future actions are always dangerous when there's not a lot of distance between you and the players.
Sure.
You don't want to be the guy that spoils the game.
Nope, definitely not.
Good lord. But they're just going to measure and figure out what's going on here. It looks like a rally from Palpatine, maybe.
Ooh.
Getting 2 there.
It's a good roll.
Yeah, and so I think he's going to go and pull with Palp. Yeah, so he's pulling the guards again, and they're going to go charge the Rebel Troopers.
Ooh.
So in they go. The Royal Guards are now in contact with the box carrier.
Yep.
And
was he able to get the base on the box as well, it looks like?
I don't think so. I think Nima did successfully close that off with his Rebel Troopers.
Right. So he can't kill and steal.
Oh, that is a crazy hard hit.
Holy cow.
And that is going to be like 7 after surges.
Wow.
Rip.
Wow.
Yeah, rip Rebel Troopers.
So that was the hand that Luke won $700 with.
Must have been. Yeah, must have been. This is like a full house right here. It's 4 crits and 3 hits, and those Rebel Troopers are very dead.
Wow.
Yeah, practically. And you know what? The guards still have an order token.
Right.
Because of pull the strings.
Yeah.
Crazy card.
Yep, that was.
Oh my god.
So now they've still got 2 actions on.
I mean, this is Palp in all his glory, right?
Right.
This is Palp at his strongest.
This is what I love. I love Palpatine.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. And now he's forcing Nima to go with a sniper. And the sniper won't attack. It'll just take a bunch of suppression instead. He's actually getting units up to the central box to try to just pick it up. It's like a... This is another thing with the cover, right? You end up in this like kind of suicide mill situation where you're like throwing people at a box like, oh my god, come on guys, pick it up. I don't care how many wounds you take.
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And you're trying...
We have 13 minutes left in the round until
so
we call time in the round.
Right. So he's got to get on that box.
Yep.
13 minutes left with 15 minutes of hard dice. That's 28 minutes remaining.
Right. Not a lot of time.
Yeah, it's not a lot of time, but it's also a lot of time if Luke... Both players are very capable of acting quickly, and I think Nima is down to 5 activations.
Right.
So these rounds are going to go fast.
Yep.
There are only 2 rounds left in the game, or 1 round left in the game after this.
Right.
This is round 5.
Yep.
So,
I think we're going to see turn 6.
It
on
could
this
very,
one
we
for
could definitely
sure.
see turn 6. It could very much go either way.
Yeah.
It is a crazy close game.
Yep.
But things have definitely swung back into Luke's favor with this move from Palpatine. And it looks like the guard are going to activate and base Leia.
I just got an update. Apparently, there's only one Tauntaun on the entire
Battlefield
field right now for our top 8
so,
players.
So it looks like Luke picked up the box with his guard and then based Leia and charged her. And they charged Leia and they get 5 there into Leia. And Leia does save 2, so taking 3 wounds there is a pretty good save.
Yeah.
But Leia is now engaged and the guard have the 3rd box.
Ooh.
That is a very, very tough thing for Nema right now. He doesn't have a lot that is very effective at killing guards anymore. The snipers are it, basically, but they're only good at killing snipers at range. I really think that Give Into Your Anger just won the game, basically. It just... I don't want to... I probably shouldn't have said won the game, but it definitely, like, took this game from, like, 70-30 for Nema. Now it's like, looking like 80-20 for Luke.
So that was the turn, right?
That was definitely the turn. Definitely the turn of the tide.
Wow.
Palpatine is just so good.
Yep.
I just.
But he's a scalpel though, right?
Yeah,
like,
he really
you have
is.
to use him right.
You
You have
really
to use him
do.
well.
Yeah, he
It's not
rewards skill.
Yep.
Yeah, Leia is trapped. She can't actually pick up the box. Wait, where does that mini on the far side there? Did she withdraw into contact? Yeah, she withdrew into contact behind the line of sight. So now Nema's going to try his best to just kill those guards so they can drop the box.
Makes sense.
He's going to have to do everything he can to kill them. But in the meantime, Luke's shores are going to come up the backfield and just start pummeling him.
Doing quick head math here, I don't think Nema has the points if it goes to tied boxes.
It absolutely will not go his way. Shore's guard, Palp are so much more valuable than anything he has left on the battlefield.
Yeah.
I feel like he has maybe like, I don't know, maybe 300 points left. What a game.
Finals, you have 10 minutes remaining, 10 minutes remaining, after which we will start 15 minutes overtime.
And now Michael pointing out, Palpatine, on 1 wound left, hit 3 out of 3 saves off a Tauntaun charge, and that is the only reason this game is even close.
Yeah.
Is because of that Palp save.
That makes sense. Absolutely.
So Red Dice like bailing Luke Cook out here.
Yeah, that 3-up save.
That 3-up save.
And really, it's a 3-up invulnerable because you can't get rid of it except for Dooku.
Pretty much. The only thing you can do is use Makashi to get rid of the invulnerable.
Yeah.
All right, so now looks like Shores are going to try to press forward here and shoot some snipers that are threatening the guards. He's just going to do everything he can to clear out units that can pick up boxes. He could even think about attacking rear box carriers to create another angle of suppression.
Right. And I feel like at this point with this kind of stakes, you want to go for the kill shot. You don't want to go to points, even if you think you have the advantage. Like I wouldn't want to risk that. I'd try and get every box I could flat on the ground.
I've been saying it for the last 48 hours, man. Luke's luck stat is insane.
Yeah.
I wish I had a luck stat that high.
Right.
I guess I need to reroll my character.
Yeah. Don't underestimate that luck stat.
Yeah.
That mysterious stranger shows up and kills everyone.
And that's 3. Oh my good lord, that is an open shot on snipers. I bet those snipers are just dead.
Wow.
And I think that might actually be a box carrier. No, that's not. That's actually I think that was the sniper unit that was near the guards that just got killed by the shore moving up.
Wow.
Another activation being cleared, and things are looking dismal. Nema is going to try his best, but this is really tough to come back from. I think it's definitely looking like, it's probably, I'm giving 97 to Luke right now. It's pretty high.
Yeah. Credit to Nema though, because he had that wall blocked. He
played a really, really, really good game.
Yeah.
The dice broke very heavily for Luke in the middle at the critical juncture.
Yeah.
And things were going okay, but then the wheels kind of just came off thanks to Given to Your Anger.
Yeah.
And
But
it was-
mechanically, I think he was on point. His movement there, locking down that gateway and shutting down that access path.
It was still really good, but I gotta say the economy you gain from that extra attack is so strong.
Yep.
And it really does make up for having low activation. We're gonna get a roundup here from Mike in just a few moments. Yeah, you're absolutely right, Michael. It looks like a blowout, but it is not at all.
Yep. Just a couple of heavy
Another
swings.
save.
Just a couple of heavy swings.
So the guard's continuing to save here, and it is just not. It's just compounding for.
In another game, the dice would have just been different.
For whom? For whom? So Mike is going to win? He's not going to win. Okay.
He needs like another turn to put a wound on him after. Because we need enough points, but that doesn't matter.
Okay, well, they need that other turn. They need a.
I mean, he's got 7 minutes.
He can probably get there if he goes fast. But again, you're at the mercy of your opponent.
Speed is in the middle of resolving explosions.
That does take a while. How interesting.
Yep.
So if those of you didn't hear, Mike Cirillo versus Gabriel Taylor. Mike is he needs to put a wound on Evaporator. He needs another turn. There are 7 minutes left in regulation to start a new round. So he might have a chance to start that round, but of course his opponent is resolving explosions. Explosions does take a bit of time, so hopefully they are able to get that round in. But I gotta say, things are not looking good for Mike. Now this looks like a full commando into the guards, and they're gonna get one through the light cover and pierce in a wound, but it might just be too little too late. It is single elimination today. That is correct. Everybody who drops their games is out and not in contention for the top prize.
But if I'm not mistaken, all 8 do already have Worlds invites.
Right.
So we already confirmed that situation.
Right. I think we're. Oh.
Wow.
Disgusting. What did I just say?
Hang on, I need to hand Luke some money so he can go down to the table downstairs for me.
Hey, can you come back?
That was actually a triple crit, not a double.
He re-rolled the crit outside the trade. It landed again on a crit.
Yeah.
Check this man's dice. For real.
Right.
Like, I think every time I play Luke Cook, I'm just going to ask to share dice because
No kidding.
Screw this. You know?
No kidding.
For real.
Excuse me, Luke, can you use the dice app,
Yeah, can you use the
please?
dice app? Yeah. I don't. You have no power here.
Right,
you know?
right, yeah.
Just to get the full nerd going here.
Just lock it down.
Just lock it down. Get all the universes.
Yep. Instead of yelling con, we'll yell cook.
Yeah, we yell cook. That's right. Yeah, well, Cook is cooking them up.
Oh my gosh.
It's looking pretty good here for the champ.
Yep.
We won't. I was hoping that Nemo would take him down, and then we'd be able to do a down goes Frazier kind of thing going on. But
Just got a
no
handshake
such.
there.
Oh yeah, they concede. Yes, Anema concedes on 5. It is just too damn much. The guards being healed, and it's just too much for what's left of the Rebels to handle. So I believe Luke Cook is going to take this first game here on stream.
Brad, can you check that we have match slips for those guys? Match slips for them? Yeah, I don't know if we have match slips out.
Yeah, Luke has 3 boxes. Yeah, the guards picked up the box off the Given to Your Anger, pull the strings. The IRG have it. So you'll be able to see the lists later today, I think. because they're going to be made available on tabletop.to. Search for LVO Legion, and you'll be able to see them once the tournament is concluded. But to recap the list that were just played on stream, Luke Cook was running Palpatine with aggressive tactics and anger, 2 shore troopers, both with T-21s, 2 mortars, 1 medic, 1 storm with a medic, and a Royal Guards with electro staff, tenacity, and gear, and 3 scout snipers. And Anima was running Leia Organa with strict orders, Sabine Wren, grappling line intel, 3 rebel troopers, 3 snipers, 3 Tauntaun riders, 1 with jammer, 2 with uplink, and all 3 having tenacity.
2 minutes remaining.
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point, Ellis. He was able to force recover, but at what cost? At what cost? What price victory?
Shout out, by the way, to my man Nerfly for helping set up the layouts this morning. It's nice having a guy at an event like this that I can kind of lean on to help with layouts and not have to do 48 table layouts myself.
Oh, totally. Like, I mean, these events are so huge. Like, it's just amazing the kind of work that you and the folks that work with you do to make these things happen. It is very effortful.
We appreciate it, and you know, like, this is. I honestly, I think I'm most happy with this event as far as tables and layout and quality. We had such a surplus. Even some of my tables that I'm not even always happy with.
Oh yeah.
Like, I would just look at it and be like, you know what? I don't need that table today. We had so many contributions from other people besides just myself that we were able to cut things that normally I would put out because we've got that extra table and maybe it's not my favorite, but it gets the job done. We didn't have to do that today, or this weekend.
Luke was definitely red in this case.
So I'm gonna have to get up and leave you here for just a minute while I chase down some match slips and get everybody wrapped up.
Oh yeah, of course.
We have 15 seconds left in the round.
You've got your stuff to do.
Yeah, no worries.
Absolutely. I'm actually gonna go ahead and move the camera up so you guys can see the rest of the tables, just for a little bit. Yeah, can you just tilt it upward? Just upward a little bit more. Yeah, perfect. So this is the view of the rest of the hall. As you can see, the final tables are the 3 tables beyond the first one. And you can see the game still going on. You've got the second table there, Sean Morris and Gus. The third table, Mike Cirillo and Gabriel. And then the fourth table, Matt Kish and Kyle Crosser, his last opponent. And this is the main hall where Legion's being held. Last night you had Legion tables stretching all the way to that exit sign and beyond with the full size of the event. And it was just a really, really fun time for all. Well, with that, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up for now. We'll be back with the full results of the first round of single eliminations once the hard dice down has been concluded. But we will see you all in about 15 minutes, really, when hard dice is over and the match slips are in, and we'll be back very shortly. Stay tuned. You're watching the 5th Trooper Network. This is Las Vegas Open 2020 Star Wars Legion here on the 5th Trooper Network. Stay tuned. Hi there, stream. So, little bit of an update for you all here at Star Wars Legion 2020 at LVO. We are having a long break, actually. We believe that we were going to start round 2 right away like we did yesterday, but actually we're going to change it up, and we are not going to start until 12:50 Pacific, so they're about an hour. We're going to go ahead and kill the stream for about an hour and come back at 12:50 Pacific, 3:50 Central. We'll be back then with the round of 4, the top remaining 4 players of this tournament at Las Vegas Open 2020 on Star Wars Legion. Thank you for watching the Fifth Trooper Network. We'll see you all in about an hour.